It's April 28th, JLD here, and welcome to MSTR Today. In this show, we're talking about how Bitcoin is pumping coming out of the weekend. We'll see what happens today. We also talk about Michael Saylor buying more Bitcoin. This man is relentless. He is using up that ATM like no other, and I am here for it all day, every day. Listen, the dollar is plummeting. The Dixie is plummeting. It got below 100 last week. I mean, that is quite low compared to recent times. What that means for Bitcoin, good news. Also, MSTR got an audit. They do a proof of reserves every year. We dive deeper into that. This video is not financial advice, but please do comment below. Let me know what you think about the market pumping right now, if it's still pumping when you're watching this. Let me know just what you're thinking about MSTR in general, where you're watching from. Just comment for support. I love those comments as well when they just say comment for support. Thank you for that. Thank you for your likes, and let's dive on in. Okay, today's first post is just a little ode to Bitcoin pumping. Who knows what it'll be doing when you're watching this, but at least right now, it did touch after midnight last night a low of just in the 92s, the high 92s, but it's already well above 95 and just on a steady, nice little pump up and to the right. And coming out of the weekend when volatility is low, this is definitely a good sight to see. So what does this week hold for us? Only time will tell. Today's next post is from Michael Saylor, who did something. What did he do? He bought Bitcoin. He stays humble. He stacks sats. That is what Michael Saylor does. So expect an announcement to come out very shortly on the exact amount of Bitcoin that Michael Saylor acquired last week, mostly through the use of the ATM of MSTR. I'm positive that's where it came mostly from. But again, we'll see the exact numbers come out when Michael Saylor posts that later on today. But remember, stay humble, stack sats. That is all MSTR is doing. It has 21 is doing their best to catch up with MSTR, which they're also doing their best to drive up the price of Bitcoin as a result. Michael Saylor is just going to have more access to capital, more access to debt, more access to ATM, and everybody in the Bitcoin treasury world is going to win as a result, mostly MSTR, in my opinion. Brian says, MSTR used this one weird trick to grow its market cap more than 100x from 666 million. Man, I wish I bought in back then, to 100 billion. Buy Bitcoin. That's all they did. That is all they did. Buy Bitcoin, hodl, buy more Bitcoin, take out debt, buy Bitcoin, ATM, buy Bitcoin. Let's go. Jeff says, reminder, MSTR went from $500 per share to $1,999.99 in 36 trading sessions. This is, of course, before the 10-to-1 stock split. So this is equivalent of $50 to $200 in 36 trading sessions. That's a 300% gain. That happened from February 22nd to March 26th of 2024. I will be honest, I was not invested during this stretch, and I may never forgive myself, but I was offsides then. I will not be offsides this time. And as Jeff says, don't be offsides. I will not be offsides. Supply Shock says, even if MSTR doesn't acquire a single Bitcoin ever again, the CAGR of Bitcoin ensures that MSTR's profits would grow by tens of billions a year, compounding to hundreds of billions of dollars a year. And guess what? Saylor's always going to be acquiring Bitcoin. So this number is only going to get more crazy and amazing. And of course, Albert Einstein says, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Well, we're earning it as MSTR shareholders. I can tell you that. And Bitcoin Therapist wants us to know that shorts are about to get wrecked. Time will tell. Time will tell. Matt does have something to share. He says, forget global M2. Look at what Bitcoin has done the last 3 times the Dixie, that's the dollar, fell this severely. $750 by tax day plus 3 months. So that's May, June, July 15th. Matt's calling for $750 MSTR. I'll take it. And I actually would not be surprised if it came a little sooner. And that's kind of a weird amount of views that we got here. But hey, I guess it is what it is. Go Matt. Go Matt. Okay, we've got BitStrategy saying, dear strategy shareholders, MSTR provides proof of reserves every year through an external audit conducted by a licensed public audit firm. Please see attached letter from the Virginia McLean from KPMG issued in February of 2024. An unqualified, also known as clean audit opinion was issued by KPMG, meaning they found no material misstatement of Bitcoin holdings on our balance sheet. An auditor or company management can face prison time for lying on an audit opinion or impeding the audit. The classic case goes to the Enron and blah, blah, blah. He says, I have highlighted the key sections of the letter for your perusal. Don't trust, verify. So this is where everybody's like, where does MSTR hold their Bitcoin? Like, how do we know it's actually there? These are legitimate questions that shareholders should be asking. And of course, MicroStrategy knows that. So what do? They have independent registered public accounting firms come in and make sure that they verify what is happening. Because as we're saying here, we're not trusting, we're verifying. We love Michael Saylor, but verify. Why wouldn't you? Of course you would. And of course he does. End of story. Okay, now I have a couple amazing video clips you're not going to want to miss of Michael Saylor. Let's dive on in.
Now, God comes down from heaven above and God says, okay, I've decided to solve your problem. I'm going to run a bank in heaven. I'm going to issue 21 million God coins, and they're infinitely dividable. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this for you for just about nothing. And you can telepathically move the coins between each other to pay off your debts. And I'm going to make sure that no bank, no government, no counterparty, no country, no criminal takes your money away from you. And I promise never to inflate it. I'm just going to, so there's your money. There's your bank. It's a bank in heaven. Right. And a person can hold a gun to your head, but you've got the money in your head, and the angels will, protect you. They might murder you, but they're not getting your money. So if I thought about that, I'm thinking, okay, God is going to run an honest bank for me. Okay, good. That's probably good. But in the absence of God offering to run the bank, and protect your property rights forever from everybody, the next best idea is we create a piece of software using cryptography, and then the software instantiates in the protocol 21 million coins subdividable by 100 million, so 2.1 quadrillion satoshis. Which is effectively enough. You could subdivide it more if you needed to. We create that system, and now you can send 1,000, 100, a million, a billion, 10 billion, $100 billion worth of that from anybody to anybody without asking anybody's permission using a computer. You can hold $1 million in your head, $1 billion in your head. You can hold it in your hand. If you know you're going to get arrested, you can just zap it to your sister in Singapore. If you don't trust the bank in New York, you can put it with the bank in London. Right? And if you don't trust any bank, you self-custody. I think you back the dollar by doing something economically rational. So when the United States actually purchased Louisiana and we expanded the country and doubled the size of it, we backed the dollar. And when Seward bought Alaska and we found $1 trillion of oil underneath it, we backed the dollar. And when we developed the port of New York City, and we engaged in international commerce, we backed the dollar. So the country's got to look to the future, and the future of the country is in cyberspace, and Bitcoin is, in essence, cyber Manhattan. So the way you back the dollar is you buy Manhattan for pieces of paper and trinkets, and you buy it before it's worth hundreds of trillions of dollars, just like the Dutch bought New York for $50 worth of plastic beads. And so I think that it's right in front of us. The United States owns the majority of the gold in the world. The U.S. federal government owns 28% of the land. In the United States, the U.S. government should own the majority of the Bitcoin in the world.
All right, we've got a couple more great video clips from Michael Saylor as soon as we get back from thanking our sponsors. Online shopping has never been easier, but this ease is new enough that we remember a time when entering all our credit card info every time we purchased something online was the norm. Luckily, we don't have to do that anymore thanks to Shopify. That's right, that purple Shop Pay button that makes it seamless to purchase online is powered by Shopify. And Shopify doesn't just make it easy to buy, it makes it incredibly easy to start a business no matter your experience. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and they make it super easy to get up and running with beautiful, ready-to-go templates and built-in marketing and email tools. Worried about tracking inventory, payments, and analytics? No stress. Shopify helps you manage it all from a single dashboard. And back to that iconic purple Shop Pay button, it's why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/MSTR. Go to shopify.com/MSTR, shopify.com/MSTR. So check it out. I know we're all looking to stack more Bitcoin and MSTR, and to do that, we need more fiat. So let's chat about our sponsor, ShipStation. We all know the market can seem pretty chaotic at times, but if you're in charge of order fulfillment for your business, you already understand chaos. While we might not be able to help calm the chaos in the market, ShipStation is here to help when it comes to shipping and fulfillment. I've used ShipStation to easily automate shipping to customers around the globe. My favorite part about the platform, managing orders in one simple dashboard makes an otherwise massive task feel pretty darn simple. Plus, ShipStation not only integrates with the services and selling channels you already use, it's also the fastest, most affordable way to ship products to your customers. ShipStation hooks you up with discounts up to 88% off UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates, and up to 90% off FedEx rates. Calm the chaos of order fulfillment with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. Go to shipstation.com/MSTR to sign up for your free trial, or click the pinned comment below this video. That's shipstation.com/MSTR. And thank you for supporting our sponsors that allow myself and my team to continue to produce these daily videos for you for free. Now back to the show.
But what's happening? Here's my macro Bitcoin forecast. It's 21 years. Goes out to the year 2045. What do I think will happen? Well, I've got a bear case and a bull case, but what I think will happen is that 55% ARR goes to 50%, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. It's between 50 and 20. It'll gradually decelerate till it's growing about twice as fast as the S&P index. And at that rate, Bitcoin's $13 million a coin in the year 2045. 13 million. It could be a 3 million bear case. It could be a 49 million bull case. But what is Bitcoin? 7% of the world's assets then. What about the rest of the assets? Well, I actually think that AIs and technology are going to revolutionize tech. We had no companies worth $1 trillion. Then we had a bunch of $1 trillion companies. You're going to see more because you're going to see companies with 100,000 AIs and no employees, and they're going to do the work of companies that used to have 100,000 employees. You're going to see mega corps develop, shipping robots and self-driving cars, and a company that gives a personal physician to 1 billion people without any doctors on the payroll. So clearly, equity is going to grow fast. Gold's going to get demonetized. Land will be less monetized. But look, here's the future in 2045. Doesn't look that revolutionary. It looks like today. First of all, Bitcoin's been appreciating at 55% a year for the past 4 years. Bonds are depreciating 5% a year. The S&P is appreciating at about 13% a year. It's amazing to me that people would rather have a 20% ARR with 20 vol than 55 ARR with 55 vol. But yeah, if you think about it, it's pretty obvious you want the 50% return, not the 20% return. So if you're going to embrace the future, embrace digital transformation, it's going to be more volatile, it's going to be higher performance, but that's the future. So I don't get upset because I know we're winning, and Bitcoin's winning. It's pretty obvious to anyone that can chart the thing that there's a right answer and there's a wrong answer. I'm advising everybody in the world that Bitcoin is digital capital. There's a revolution in the global capital markets, and traditional finance operates 19% of the time for 10% of the world. That makes it a 2% solution. Bitcoin's 100% solution.
And there you have it, another episode of MSTR today, and it's Monday. So let's talk a little Moonshot Monday. In just 2 days, count them, 2 days, we have the Russell Index Rank Day. Pretty crazy times for sure. We have MSTR World in just 7 days, and the Q1 earnings report is coming up shortly. I actually think it might be coming up this coming Thursday, so I'm going to give you a definite report on that. So this date until then may be a little off here. So we'll give you the exact time and day of the earnings reports. I think it might be this coming Thursday. Also, I want to go back to this Russell Index Rank Day, just 2 days away. Bitcoin's been doing us some favors, and of course, MSCR has been doing itself a lot of favors. If things stay steady or even increase slightly, it's going to be a very nice ranking. Again, MSCR just came in at 88th, which was their highest ranking ever in the top 500 companies in the US. So what it's going to do on Russell Index Rank Day, I think is only good things. So listen, we're keeping the FUD out, the fear, the uncertainty, the doubt, we're keeping it away because we know that this is inevitable. This path that we're on is inevitable. Look at what companies like 21 are doing, coming in, buying 42,000 Bitcoin right off the bat, and they're only coming in with more. That's their sole goal in life, is to acquire Bitcoin. GameStop's about to be unleashed. Other Bitcoin treasury companies are coming in. They see the future. Everybody who knows it's inevitable. You've known it for a while, so congratulations to you. And again, that's inevitable with a Bitcoin B. And like Michael Saylor said, there is no second best.
What's the second best? There is no second best.